Hello, welcome to the practical walkthrough on implementing the C# code and the PHP scripts to create new record in the MySQL database. So go and download this file, add new client, and add it to the htdocs folder. So you can get this from the resource section. So this is the PHP script which implements the create new client record. And you will notice this string here, which is the query which I have studied before in the earlier lessons when we did the introduction to MySQL. This is the one. Client creates new client record. So we are implementing this query by embedding it into the PHP script. And that is what we are doing here. The first line here is to make a connection to the MySQL server. We need to use this function called MySQLi and pass the parameters. The first parameter is the local machine because the PHP script is residing on the same server as the MySQL. The first parameter is therefore localhost. The second parameter is the username, which is root. The third parameter is blank, it is a password. And the fourth parameter is the database we are connecting to. Click on admin here to open phpMyAdmin. And you can see the name of the database, control server. Then we test whether there are any errors. If there are any errors, this function will return some error and you exit and don't continue. But if there are no errors, you will continue. And here is where you extract the value for the name key, which is posted by the client ret. And the code for doing that we will do next. Here we extract the value for the IP address posted by the client ret. And then we save these two values into their corresponding variables, name and IP. And then we create the query using this string. Insert into clients table the columns name and IP, the values question mark. Then we prepare the query and return it to a statement variable. Then we call the bind parent function on the statement variable, and then we attach the name variable to the first question mark and the second variable to the second question mark. So these two are coming from here. And then next line we execute the statement, and then following that we will close the database. So now let us make sure that we already started the database. As you can see, it started. Now we'll write the corresponding code for the client. So go and open your Redboard project, and then we are going to add a new class that will be able to add the new client record into the database. So right click on the Redboard solution, click on add, and select class. And here we will call it client adder. Click on add. And you will see a new file has been created called clientadder.cs. Now go and download the code for this from the resource section. The C# code, client adder. Open it, copy everything, and overwrite in here. So this is a function which will add new client. We will pass it the web client. The web client will be passed from the main. So here is where you will pass it. Call the client adder here. Add new client. And then pass the web client. The web client is coming from here. you pass it to the web client so that your client editor can use it. So your client editor will make use of the web client, and then it will create the name and IP. So to get the name, we use the DNS class and the method getHostName. To get the IP, we use the DNS getHostByName and pass it the name of the host, and then extract the array for the first element. The array for the first element contains the IP address, and then we convert it to string and we save it to the string IP. And here is where we create our post. This post will have two keys, the name key followed by the value, and the IP key followed by the IP value. And this corresponds with the server part. So this is the key for name, this is the key for IP, and if you put them side by side, you will see that they match. So the first key is here and the value is name. So this first key will be extracted here, and then the value will be extracted and saved to the name variable. The second key is IP and the value is IP. So over here, you will look for the IP key and extract this value IP and save it to this IP variable. And then we have to set the header to the type XWWW form or encoded because we are posting. So next one, we will then go ahead call the upload stream method of the web client, and we pass the URL, and this is the URL for my virtual machine that is running the command and control server. And this is the script we want to call, add client PHP, which is this script here, and this script is inside htdocs. So after you call this method, you will need to pass the post string which is created here. So after you call this method, a new entry should have been made inside your phpMyAdmin, inside your MySQL database, which you'll be able to see by going to your phpMyAdmin and opening the table. So now let us build the client red, save it and build it, and then we will run it. So go to your client red code and run it. Just double click to run it. After you have run it, come back to your phpMyAdmin and refresh, and you will see one new record has been created. The ID is 3, the name is this name, and the IP address, and the command string is blank, the return string is blank. So we have successfully created a new record. So this is how you can write script and C# code for the system to be able to create a new record inside the MySQL database. That's all for this practical walkthrough. Thank you for watching.